That high-pitched mechanical scream building in the distance, rising, sharpening, getting closer, and then suddenly it appears, low, wide, angry, perfect. The 2026 Porsche 911 GT3 RS. This is not just a sports car. This is Porsche saying one thing very clearly: we still build the most focused driving machines in the world. And today, we are going to explore it completely. Not just specs, not just numbers, but the real feeling of what this machine represents. Because the GT3 RS is not built for comfort. It is built for obsession. When you first see the 2026 GT3 RS standing still, it already feels like it's moving. The design is extreme but not random. Every line has a purpose. Every vent is functional. Every surface is shaped by airflow. You don't look at this car and think luxury first. You think performance first. At the front, the car sits extremely low to the ground. The bumper is carved with aggressive aerodynamic channels that guide air through the body instead of letting it fight against it. The headlights are sharp, almost emotional in their expression. But the real story begins as you move toward the side, because this is where you realize this is not a normal 911 anymore. The GT3 RS carries wide bodywork that gives it an almost racing prototype stance. Massive fender vents release pressure from the wheel arches. Lightweight materials replace heavy traditional panels. And everything feels like it was designed inside a wind tunnel, because it basically was. And then your eyes go to the rear, and you stop for a second, because the wing is not just big. It is aggressive enough to feel like it has its own personality. A swan neck mounted rear wing that dominates the entire silhouette. It is not there for decoration. It is there for downforce. Real, measurable, track-changing downforce. This is the kind of car that doesn't just cut through air, it manipulates it. Now imagine opening the door. You expect luxury, but instead you are greeted by something very different. A cockpit, not a cabin, a cockpit. Everything inside the GT3 RS is focused on one thing: driving. The seats are deep carbon fiber buckets that hold you in place like a race harness system, even when you are just sitting still. The steering wheel feels small, thick, and perfectly weighted. Behind it, you get a digital cluster that is clean, precise, and fully driver-focused. There's no unnecessary distraction, no over-designed luxury softness. Instead, everything is placed exactly where a performance driver would want it. The materials are a mix of Alcantara, carbon fiber, and lightweight racing components. Even the door handles feel like they were borrowed from a race car. And when you sit in it, you immediately realize something important. This car does not care about relaxing you. It cares about connecting you to driving. Now let's talk about the heart of the machine, because this is where the GT3 RS becomes legendary. At the rear sits a naturally aspirated 4.0-liter flat-six engine. No turbochargers, no hybrid system, just pure mechanical engineering. It produces around 518 horsepower and revs all the way to nearly 9,000 revolutions per minute. And that sound is not just noise. It is emotion. It starts deep and controlled at low revolutions per minute, but as you climb higher, it transforms into a screaming mechanical orchestra that feels alive. Every gear pull feels like a challenge. Every acceleration feels like a conversation between driver and machine. And unlike modern turbo cars that deliver silent, instant torque, this engine builds its power. You feel it grow. You feel it climb. You feel it explode at the top end. That is what makes it special. not just speed, but character. Now take it onto the road. The first thing you notice is stiffness. This is not a soft ride. This is a precision tool. Suspension is tight, controlled, and extremely responsive. Every bump on the road is communicated directly to you. But that is intentional, because this car is not trying to isolate you from the road. It is trying to translate it. Steering is where Porsche magic becomes obvious. It feels almost telepathic. You think about turning, and the car is already responding. There is no delay, no hesitation, just instant precision. And when you push harder, the GT3 RS comes alive even more. Because this car was not designed for traffic. It was designed for corners. Now imagine you reach a track. This is where everything changes. The aerodynamics begin to work at full force. The car feels glued to the asphalt. High-speed stability becomes unreal. You can brake later than you think possible. You can carry more speed through corners than logic suggests. And the GT3 RS simply stays composed. This is where Porsche engineering shows its real purpose. Active aerodynamics constantly adjust airflow. Cooling systems manage extreme heat. Suspension GE, that machine is the 2026 Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Some cars are designed to impress people in parking lots. Some are built to make long road trips comfortable. The GT3 RS belongs to a completely different category. This is a machine designed for people who love driving more than anything else. The moment you see the 2026 GT3 RS, you understand Porsche's intentions. Every inch of the car looks purposeful. Nothing appears decorative, nothing seems unnecessary. The front end sits extremely close to the ground. Massive air intakes dominate the bumper, feeding cool air exactly where it is needed. The sculpted hood features functional vents that help control airflow while reducing lift at high speed. As you walk around the car, the aerodynamic details become impossible to ignore. Air channels guide airflow around the wheels. Large side intakes help manage cooling. Every surface appears shaped by engineering rather than fashion. The overall stance is wider and more aggressive than a standard 911. The body hugs the road with incredible confidence. Even when parked, the GT3 RS looks ready to attack the next corner. Then your attention moves toward the rear. This is where the car truly becomes unforgettable. The giant rear wing instantly dominates the view. It is one of the most recognizable features of the GT3 RS. Mounted high above the rear deck, it creates enormous downforce and gives the car an appearance that feels closer to a racing machine than a road car. The rear diffuser underneath works together with the wing to generate stability at speed. Porsche engineers spent countless hours refining the airflow around this car, and the result is one of the most advanced aerodynamic packages ever fitted to a production Porsche. The wheels also deserve attention. Lightweight forged wheels reduce unsprung weight and improve handling response. Behind them sit enormous performance brakes, designed to handle repeated high-speed stops without losing effectiveness. Everything about the exterior communicates one message: performance comes first. Open the lightweight door and slide into the driver's seat, and the focus on performance continues. The cabin immediately feels different from most luxury sports cars. Instead of overwhelming you with flashy displays and excessive decoration, the GT3 RS keeps everything centered around driving. The seating position is nearly perfect. You sit low, surrounded by supportive bucket seats designed to hold you securely during aggressive cornering. These seats provide excellent support without feeling uncomfortable during normal driving. The steering wheel feels incredible in your hands. It is thick enough for confidence, yet compact enough for precision. Every control falls naturally within reach. Ahead of the driver sits a modern digital instrument cluster, displaying critical information clearly and efficiently. Porsche understands that performance driving requires focus, so the layout remains clean and easy to read. High-quality materials cover nearly every surface. Alcantara, leather, carbon fiber, and lightweight performance materials create an atmosphere that feels both premium and purposeful. Carbon fiber trim appears throughout the cabin, reducing weight while reinforcing the car's motorsport character. The GT3 RS may be track-focused, but it still provides modern technology. Drivers can access navigation, connectivity features, vehicle settings, and performance data through the central touchscreen. Yet despite all this technology, nothing distracts from the driving experience. The cabin feels like a place built for serious enthusiasts. Now let's discuss the heart of the car. Behind the rear axle sits one of the most celebrated engines in the automotive world, a naturally aspirated 4.0-liter flat-six. In today's automotive industry, naturally aspirated engines are becoming increasingly rare. Turbochargers dominate the market because they help manufacturers meet efficiency and emissions targets. Porsche chose a different path. The GT3 RS continues to rely on pure atmospheric breathing. The result is extraordinary. Producing approximately 518 horsepower, the engine delivers power with incredible precision and character. More importantly, it revs toward a thrilling 9,000 RPM redline. That high-revving nature completely transforms the driving experience. At lower engine speeds, the flat-six feels smooth and refined. But as the revs rise, the personality changes dramatically. The intake noise becomes louder. The exhaust note sharpens. The entire car seems to come alive. Every acceleration run becomes an event. Every tunnel becomes an opportunity to hear one of the greatest engine sounds still available in a production car. Unlike turbocharged engines that often deliver power in one massive surge, the GT3 RS builds intensity progressively. The harder you push it, the more rewarding it becomes. The 7-speed PDK transmission works perfectly with the